Shutterworth.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
And then that's actually a good segue. Speaking on Showtime, Showtime themselves also had a card last night. Highlighted, of course, the main event of Jermall Charlo defending his middleweight title that he was gifted. He didn't really win that shit the way he should have, against Dennis Hogan. Of course, there were 2 fights on there. Now, this card, we were hoping on paper that would be interesting enough to, counteract the Joshua Ruiz 2 card. And that one unfortunately ended up being disappointing in a way. Highly disappointing for one particular fight. The fight, the Showtime card started with Tapales versus, Iwasa, Filipino Asian. Like, usually when you get 2 different types of Asians fighting, sometimes most of the time you get magic, like pure magic in the ring. We didn't get that. We didn't get no pure magic in that fight.
Yeah, it was a good little scrappy fight, but
yeah, with a nice knockout. I will say it was a nice knockout.
Yeah, the knockout was brutal.
Yeah, no, but it was just, I don't know, either the crowd was shitty or whatever, but the crowd was not into that fight at all. But then the fight itself wasn't like, it just seemed like
it was decent enough, because I feel like the damn Joshua Ruiz card needed a fight of that caliber, where 2 guys really going at it hard. Mm-hmm. And it's not on no struggle shit. Yeah. Like, they just had the Povetkin Hunter. Like, it needed another fight, because 7 fights and only 1 fight is fast paced.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, so just to put it in perspective,
Right. It's like, that fight, like I say, it was a nice knockout, but it didn't get the crowd hype. The second fight, though, which was Chris Eubank Jr. making his American debut against Matt Korobov. This was the fight I think most people were waiting for, because it was interesting to see, because Eubank has a following in boxing. Probably one of the few young fighters actually really does have a following. Like, your dude is all offense, defense, boxing skill, iffy. Yeah, very iffy, and it was on display in the first round against Korobov. Korobov has been, I think, dude was a prospect and a contender, and then was on a jobber roll. The fight with Jermall Charlo reignited attention on him, and then he got the unfortunate draw against Aleem in the fight where I thought he did win, and I'm a fan of Aleem. And then you get this fight, and
he do himself no favors.
Yeah, and he was boxing the shit out of Eubank Jr. Like the first round, I was like, okay, this is about to be a pattern, because Eubank Jr. couldn't do shit with him, like nothing with him. Other than catching left hands over and over again. I was like, okay, so this is gonna be this type of fight. So Korobov's about to go ruin this motherfucker's American debut. In the second round, though, and like I said, it's continuing as par. All of a sudden you see Korobov turn away. Turn away from the action. You're like thinking to myself, like, what the fuck? And I'm thinking,
far with that damn left.
Yeah, I thought, okay, maybe he dislocated his shoulder. So I was like, okay, doctors, put his shoulder back into place so this motherfucker can fight. You know what I mean?
It looked like that's what I was going to do. I thought it was about to the episode of Vikings or some shit. Like,
yeah.
Putting his elbow, his shoulder back in.
Yeah, that shit was confusing. I didn't even know how it just happened so quickly. I'm like, what the fuck happened? But it's crazy.
Yeah, but then you see the slow-mo, and then you can see it. Yeah. You see something rip. Like, once, because he threw a left hand, and once that left hand came back, like you could see like the shoulder blade or something like that. You could see that something was wrong, and he gripped that arm instantly. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, damn it, like he ripped his shoulder out the frame. Fuck. And I was hoping that he would be able to continue, but like I said, if it was a dislocation, they snap it back into place, but
Nah, once I saw him like his shoulders just like arm draped over, I knew it was done right there. And there was no putting they weren't gonna let him continue that.
Yeah, no, it was awful. And I was like, man, Korobov can't catch a break, you know. And then of course, you know, because it's an injury, you know, Chris Eubank Jr. wins that fight by TKO.
Yeah, no, that should have been no contest. Like, I don't know.
But it was a self-inflicted injury. Like,
yeah,
they just hurt, man. It sucks to see those types of fights, man.
No, yeah, especially Korobov was really trying to make a run.
I think honestly, I mean, it's too early to like. I mean, nobody knows because it was only like 2 rounds. But the way the fight was going, I feel like Korobov was going to beat him because like
exactly. Yeah, so did I too. Because like that first round was setting the tone. Because Eubank wasn't usually Eubank is all offense, and he was not getting his offense off. And
getting hit over and over with straight lefts, like spamming him with straight lefts. He was
he couldn't even get his effort going, like. But that's the thing. It's like I already expected Korobov to look great early, and for him to land and be on Eubank like that. So I would have to see that from the way Korobov gasses and shit. I would have to see him doing that in the 9th and 10th round for me to think he's really winning, or you know, has a chance to win.
True. Right. Yeah,
I mean,
but
he was worse than that.
What's that?
He was piecing up Aleem worse than that, and then look at that fight.
Yeah.
Damn near he was hanging on by a thread at the end of that fight.
Hell yeah.
And he nowhere near the puncher Charlo and Eubank is. So it's just, I mean, it's sad to see guys, you know, skilled guys, you know, or anybody just get a tough break like that, man. But damn.
Yeah, it was awful, man. And Korobov now, because he's older too, so I could see if it is like a ripped shoulder or anything like that, and because you know shoulder injuries, you know, you don't. It's hard to come back from a shoulder injury if you're a boxer. You know, I mean,
you see how that affected Vernon Forrest's career for a good minute.
Yeah, and we're probably looking at the end of Korobov's career at this particular point.
Yeah,
because like I said, I mean, if it's a dislocation, then you know there's a little downside. But if it's ripping muscles and shit like that, then you know he's probably gonna be gone until like sometime late next year. You know,
that's not something a cortisone shot to fix.
Yeah, no, I mean that's so.
Yeah.
I just feel for Korobov.
I mean, like, isn't that like kind of like what happened to Jeff Lacey?
Yeah, I mean Jeff, because Jeff actually fought the shoulder fight. He ripped his shoulder out.
Yeah, he tore his rotator cuff. Now I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, but when he came back after that, he wasn't the same fighter. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I don't know.
He was throwing way more hooks and using that shoulder a lot more than Korobov.
Yeah. You know, so yeah, I mean, I just felt for it, and I think the crowd too was just like, you know, we sat through this, and you know, they were booing. Like, I mean, obviously because they didn't know what it was, but all they knew was that it was just after 2 rounds, it was it. You know what I mean?
You can tell it's a disappointing night, like the way it just.
Yeah, and then we have the main event, you know, with Jermall Charlo versus Dennis Hogan, and you know, Dennis Hogan is the guy that gave Munguia all types of trouble at 154. And that's where his notoriety came from. But the one thing too with the build, like I don't think PBC knew how to market this fight. Like there was literally nothing on this fight, on the build up for it. Unless it was just Jermall Charlo, like nothing on Dennis Hogan or nothing like that. I was like, he has notoriety. He could have used him beating up Munguia as proof for all this, you know. And
now people are like,
they're not gonna give the ops some shine. Nah, I knew they wasn't.
You only hurt your own fighter because now Charlo has an impressive win over a nobody.
Yeah,
because that's what they're saying when you don't do that.
Exactly.
Dennis Hogan's not a nobody to me.
No, he's not a nobody to me either.
Agreed.
He's the junior middleweight champion.
Or
Facts.
should have been.
You know what I'm saying? But the way Showtime did it, you know, think about it. Look at it this way. Andre and Charlo, they should fight. But one guy is building up a little better resume than the other. But anytime Andre fight, we find out about him and we know he's a lesser opponent. We know all about his fucking opponent, even though we don't even know his ass.
Right.
Charlo fights a better name and it's still on some Charlo show shit.
Yeah, it's
Because look at Charlo's last 3 fights compared to Andre's last 3 fights.
True.
I mean, there's not too much separation, but yeah, I dig what you're saying.
Nigga, there's a bunch of separation. What you talking about? You compare Selecki and Korobov? Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Nah, yeah, they about to say. I feel you.
yeah, I mean, they're somewhat similar.
Korobov got a bigger name, fought more world class, but then Brandon Adams and then Dennis Hogan.
Yeah, and Dennis Hogan, though, God bless him, though, he tried his basically his usual attack, but Jermall Charlo was in shape and has a chin too, and like after some time, Jermall Charlo just started catching dude,
After getting his ass tagged for damn 4 rounds.
Yeah, and then of course that leap uppercut that he threw, the counter uppercut, that shit was beauty. That was like, Dennis Hogan, busted out that. Yeah, Dennis Hogan busted out a somersault and everything because that shit was so.
How did Chris Algieri get in here? And you know how he be doing all those barrel rolls and shit when he dropped.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this motherfucker's been watching Tim Bradley videos because that nigga does the same thing too.
Because Bradley ankles be damn self-destructive when he get hurt. Like,
right,
you be looking like an and one video, like he get crossed and sucker punch. Like, damn, so he hit Hogan with this damn SNK, the King of Fighters Rugal punch. One of those boss punches, and he makes this guy somersault backflip. So I'm like, okay. But before that, Hogan was damn countering him, rushing in, throwing overhand rights, counter left hooks.
Yeah.
And Charlo, he's like, his defense, oh my God, like he was taking all these fucking punches. Like, dude, move your fucking head.
I think the reason why he did that because he probably thought Hogan couldn't hurt him. Hogan
punches look like they hurt. Fuck all that. Yeah. They didn't look like those weak ass punches.
No, he definitely had Charlo uncomfortable with some of those.
Yeah, because it's like you have to look at what you want to know the quality of a punch. Look at what the other person's doing when it hits.
Well, I mean, some people just look like they don't like to get hit, and even if the punch don't look like it hurt that much, then motherfuckers still looking like they about to go down. Right?
Yeah. There's some people like that, but it's almost like a case by case basis. But generally, you could tell when somebody's looking uncomfortable or you're kind of getting to them. And I felt like Hogan was getting to Charlo. It's just that once Charlo kind of
leveled up,
like he kind of got the timing down. He finally finished downloading Hogan's style. It was buffering for like 3 rounds.
Yeah. It wasn't really until the 4th round that he got his timing together, and really then after that,
it was a beatdown. It was a pure beatdown.
And Hogan was a little too flighty. He didn't really believe in his jab.
Well, I actually kind of liked the way, I feel like he mixed it up a little bit. Like he did get flighty at times, but then there was times where he was really, and that was one of the things that I said. Like, I think like he should take a mixed approach, like an in between, like switch up, like box him a little bit and then bully him. Like he did.
It was working, but the thing is, he had too much dead air time where he wasn't jabbing and he was just having Charlo gun for him.
You're right.
So it's like you have to do something to kind of keep this guy from trying to time you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like he was pulling off your strategy. Like that shit was perfect. Like he would, whenever Charlo would get too anxious, he would run, or he would run Charlo into a left hook counter. Then sometimes he would go straight at Charlo and go to the body, go upside his head. Yeah, but then it's like he wasn't fucking jabbing enough. Like it was just movement.
Yeah, movement, a left hook, and yeah, I agree. He didn't jab enough.
Yeah, you gotta have like Thurman, Arcelino Freitas type power to be moving and throwing hooks like that if you want it to really be effective.
Yeah,
and Hogan don't have that type of power. Like I think he has more power than his record shows. Like he has decent pop.
Yeah, I mean, the dude.
I thought he hurt one here a couple of times.
Yeah, he was shit. I thought he was rocking fucking Charlo. Like Charlo has a chin, he's tough, but I don't know. There's something about his center of gravity or something that's off.
He hit him with good shots, but I never thought he was really seriously buzzed or anything. It was just he definitely caught his attention though.
Yeah. He was rocking him like, attention wise, and I just feel like, yeah, he could have did more, but we all knew he was brought in here for Charlo to look good, and they treated him like that in the promotion.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping that Hogan would be able to score the upset at least, or at least make things really hot, where people were like, yeah, Charlo could have lost to him, but like I said, Charlo did show a level, and then, like I said, in the fifth, it ended in the fifth round, I believe.
It was like a round off, because I said like Charlo, but like what, fourth round knockout?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. Yeah. I told you he was due for a knockout, though. Like, he needed that. Charlo career needed that KO.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's funny how he comes against the most seasoned opponent he has recently.
Which is funny because it's like comes back full circle almost like, because I was laughing because I remember I saw his Thanksgiving, his post for Thanksgiving, on Instagram with him knocking out J-Rock or something for you jive turkeys. I'm like, okay, he's in that mood. He's in that mode again, and he just brought it back.
Yeah, he needed that.
Yeah. So yeah, good for Charlo for doing what he did, and Hogan, maybe hopefully maybe next time, you just have to go back to the drawing board. Maybe you get yourself another shot. I mean, I don't know if middleweight is his division or whatever. I mean, he may have just taken this for the money or whatever.
Nah, I think he could stay there. Like, he could make some interesting fights.
I think he could stay there. No, I think he could. He's not that small. Like, he looks like a good sized middleweight. So, yeah. I think it was cool to see Derevianchenko there, and maybe you could build something off of that. But
yeah, Derevianchenko, Charlo, like the way you think they'll put Derevianchenko and Hogan in the next fight. So let me. I don't even want to put the wrong information out. Derevianchenko, Charlo. Yeah, y'all make that fight next. And that doesn't mean I want Golovkin versus Hogan either. Like.
Right.
Because, somebody's over there like, well, okay, all right, then that leaves Golovkin needing somebody. Oh, yeah, Hogan. Like, no, like, better than that.
Nah, we do need to get, I do think I want to see, it's time to see Charlo against the big dogs. I think everybody, even he himself is like frustrated that he's not getting these guys that he wants.
He need to call them out. He need to fight them. What the fuck is it? It's like there was no animosity. It's just dude just seems like, okay. Like in the interview before the fight, he looked high.
Yeah.
He's smiling with Jim Gray, like, yeah. Then the fight afterwards, he's not calling nobody out. Like, then we can't ride for you. You act like you don't want it.
He probably got. I mean, I don't know because I'm not in his head. Because he was calling people out before. I think he just got so like whatever. I was like almost.
Yeah, he got that belt.
Like he got and then it was just like I don't even care anymore. Like almost like he knew he wasn't getting them anyway. But I mean, I don't know. I still want to see him fight the top guy.
We do. I mean, look. somebody they just got to start taking chances on each other, man. Like, cause Andre next fight sound like it's gonna be one of those career mode jobber festival fights. So now that's gonna throw off. So Charlo would have the fucking. They not gonna be aligned to fight each other soon. So you gotta look at Charlo and maybe and shit, even Derevyanchenko is not aligned with him. Like,
yeah.
So it's like all these guys, they fight on these damn whack ass schedules and shit, man.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the whole reason why middleweight has just actually gone down in quality. Like middleweight used to be, I mean, this year only Triple G Derevyanchenko actually made noise at middleweight in terms of quality of fights.
Yeah, other than that, the middleweight division fucking sucked donkey balls. Like, this shit was trash this year.
Yeah. And it stinks too, that it happened that way. So it's just like, I mean, it's just like some of these middleweights, man, like all of them just need to get in the mix. Like none of this bullshit. Like
they need to like middleweight's the one division where like all the promoters need to work together, because everybody's all over the place and like no good fights are being made.
Facts. Pure facts.
Even when it was red hot.
Not everybody. Like, yeah, but these niggas don't.
Yeah, when it was, because 160 was red hot like a year and a half ago, and we got nothing out of it.
Yeah,
we got crickets and tumbleweed, with the exception of Canelo Golovkin. Outside of that, we got crickets and tumbleweed.
Yeah, it's awful. And like I said, hopefully in 2020, that like I said, these middleweight champions, Jermall Charlo figures this shit out. Andre figures this shit out. Cadell figures out shit out if he's gonna drop these fucking belts. Derevyanchenko figures it out. Triple G figures it out. Somebody, all these, like I said, middleweight has too many fighters right now that could be getting in the mix, making shit hot for middleweight not to be popping right now.
Exactly. Like somebody make a big fight with Charlo now, because the way I look at it, like he's finally got a good performance that you could really kind of push him into a bigger fight. Like the Corabo fight, that wasn't too life or death for that. Brandon Adams just wasn't a good fight, period. So y'all finally got it right. Took y'all about a fucking year to do it. So look, man, fucking do something. Like even fucking I don't even know if J-Rock would even want to run that back.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Everybody's different. Like, to me, I would even see, like, why would they run that? Why don't you run that back? Because Charlo lives off that fucking performance.
Yeah.
So now he's got another one. But see, the Hogan performance would have been even better if the sport wanted to fuck Hogan out of that Munguia win.
Also facts.
So it's like, niggas be fucking themselves over every time. It's not even their fault sometimes.
Right. It's just like, like there's nothing against Dennis Hogan. Like he was paid to do what he do, but like I said, people just want to see more, at least, more significant middleweight fights. They know the players in the division.
Oh no, this fight would have been significant if Hogan would have been a real champ.
Exactly.
That's why they keep fucking shit up with, like, it's annoying and frustrating, man.
Yeah. But like I said, Charlo did his thing. He got his win. And all is well in the world. And the Showtime card, like I said, unfortunately it was just a little bit underwhelming in terms of what potential it had on paper. So
the Charlo knockout saved it. The performance, that fight was actually pretty good though. Like, I was entertained, but the way the action was, I almost kind of wish the fight was longer, because it was like, I felt like the first decent fight we got where both had like a consistent effort. Like Joshua Ruiz was dramatic and good, but on a different scale. It was like one guy was doing what he was supposed to do, another guy couldn't do shit. Charlo and Hogan was both guys doing what they're supposed to do, but one guy did what he's supposed to do better.
Facts.
So, you know, it's too much boxing to only really enjoy 3 fights.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to forget the Povetkin Hunter fight because I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, and especially because we have all that boxing, and then the week before, Top Rank had a card, and on paper that was not, and on paper it didn't look like it was gonna be on point, but it turned out to have 3 pretty damn good fights, with one of them being a fight of the year. It's just like
shit. Real talk, I enjoyed that Top Rank card more than this whole weekend of boxing.
That's
like
great.
Honestly, the Frampton Creary fight was good. I was into that fight. And then the Lopez Valdez fight, I was really into that shit because Lopez was boxing good as fuck.
Mm-hmm. And then and Adames, I was just like, that was one of them old school ESPN cards from the 90s.
Friday Night Fight Slugfest.
Yeah. And that was dope as fuck. But yeah, it just seemed like, the numbers game that we were playing, you would hope in, unfortunately the number game didn't turn out in our favor. So
yeah, numbers game was trash. Like y'all, that was like 500 rounds and y'all just hit one person or some shit. Like, y'all missed everybody with them shits.
Yeah, so I mean, that's unfortunate. And then I mean, luckily, we do have a couple more weekends of boxing left. We actually have cards probably much for the whole every weekend, pretty much. So, maybe something will change.
It need to. This don't need to be the last good moment or the last boxing moment of 2019.
It won't.
So other Charlo, Jermall Charlo, you better keep your end of the bargain.
Diet Charlo, yeah.
You gotta keep that. Diet Charlo. Oh man. But yeah, like I said, the weekend, it was boxing, but like I said, it just wasn't up to the level that we expected, but it is what it is, like I said, and then, we just look forward to boxing for the other couple weekends coming up.
Yeah, it was better than Toaster Leave-Ins.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, Joshua regaining this belt was more than enough for me. I was cool with that. Like I said, that'd be my weekend, because like I said, it was just like, do my man show at another level, and we're on point again. So that automatically made it more than Toaster shit. It was Toaster Leavings and everything, bruh. So
the build-up hype alone was more than Toaster Leavings.
Exactly.
Ruiz needed to be eating fucking Toaster Leavings. When they gained that damn fucking 16 pounds, shit, right? Fucking Sammo Hung would have moved around that ring better.
Facts.
You'd have been seeing a damn late 80s martial arts masterpiece.
Oh man, but so yeah, those are, I guess, our thoughts on those 2 cards this weekend. Do we have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I guess. Just we gotta be objective in boxing. We can't grade all these fighters differently and then argue about how we grade them differently when one guy has a different performance than the other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's doing what they can. Joshua Ruiz was decent. I'm glad that saga's done, even though they talk about a 3rd fight. Glad Charlo, big Charlo's finishing the year strong. And I know we kind of just winding down. So overall, this weekend was just decent.
Right. Pete, do you have any final thoughts?
The usual. You already know. Long live boxing. Long live Ring Gang. Follow, subscribe, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And let's just keep hoping for some good weeks of boxing. Hopefully we can get some fades, because we were promised fades this week and the fades did not deliver. So
That's Little Caesars instead.
yes. So here's to hoping some actual fades come within the next couple weeks, because there will be opportunities for fades.
Exactly.
Amen.
And then myself is just to add on to what LB's saying, man. Like, if you're gonna heavyweights, I mean, it's good to if you want to spout off the hit and not get hit, style that box is supposed to be. You got to apply it to every fucking division, including heavyweights.
Every boxer.
Yes. If you see a heavyweight box, you can't just be like, oh, this motherfucker's supposed to walk in and knock somebody out. No, that's not how it works. I mean, you can't do that, and you can't you can't be both things. You can't be hypocritical of this. Heavyweights need to do it too. Heavyweights need to be able to box. It's just like, and I think mostly because it's just probably the Wilder effect and everything like that. Where it's just like, if you're not out there knocking people out with like super humongous power, like with the Infinity Gauntlet on your damn hand, it's then they look at, oh, this is some bullshit. So
people want to see people want to see the favorite struggle and then pull out a victory. That's what it is. Niggas like these Wilder fights because they dramatic, because nigga be looking all trash and shit, and then he bam pulls it out and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. He's out. So I mean,
it's a different narrative. It ain't Joshua winning from round 1 to round 12, and it's like nothing's happening to throw that off. It's just Wilder like, damn, stop getting jabbed at.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop moving, damn it. Stop getting hit with lefts.
Man, yeah, it's kind of silly too, but yeah, just keep that in mind when you're actually watching another heavyweight fight or something like that, and then another heavyweight, like if that's what repeats what he did before with other future opponents. Like I said, if you want to spout that, apply it to everyone in all divisions, including heavyweights. You gotta hold them accountable. But other than that, yes, Ring Gang, like, comment, subscribe. Like we like seeing the comments and everything like that. We thank you for supporting us. And this has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always the shit's real talk about. So for myself, Patscorpio, the New England representative, for LB Shutterworth da Gawd, Go Artist, for King P, Bodega P. Instead, we out of here. Until next time. Peace.